Sometimes you have to get a little bit creative and even go against the grain with your plan of attack on the enemy. And that is the whole point of this video, as can be seen in this clip here, where there's a sniper up here, and wasn't really a good way to get in and kill him, so I had to get creative, hop into a little no man's land, and go ahead and just take his tags for my own little collection there. Video we're actually looking at today, though, is about Gunmaster. Hey buddy, it is Robert the Bruce, and bringing you some Gunmaster tips. I'm not saying this is the best way or only way to do it. It's just the personal way that I play Gunmaster, and it works pretty well for me, so I wanted to share it with you guys. And the title of this video is Gunmaster, Always Be Moving. And it might seem a little counterintuitive. I know from talking and playing with a lot of different players in this game mode that a lot of guys just don't do this. They think that while you're playing Gunmaster, you should move slower, huddle with the group, just stay in one certain area that they think has a lot of traffic. I just don't really subscribe to that method of thinking when it comes to this game mode. I personally feel that moving around, staying active, and never really sitting in one place for that long is the way to do it. You run into situations like that where there's 2 or 3 of the enemy, and there's not really much of a way I can get them all, or sometimes even one of them. But the majority of the time, my own personal opinion, I think that always staying active and moving makes you a hard target, gives you plenty of opportunities to be flanking behind the enemy, sneaking up behind them. And that's always a treat. Gives you usually several kills. You can move through several guns pretty quickly if you manage a good flank behind a pack of bad guys. At the end of the day, it just stops you from being a victim who the enemy is sneaking up behind all the time. And that, in my opinion, is one of the most embarrassing and worst ways to die in any game mode, especially Gunmaster. Now you go on little stretches like that one where you don't see anybody for a long time, and I don't really think there's any way to avoid that necessarily. Maybe if you stayed with the pack the whole time, you wouldn't go through that as much, but then you've got other guys battling for kills, you get a lot of assists. That drives everybody insane. I know it drives me nuts when I'm playing Gunmaster, and I get 3 or 4 assists in a row, and I see all my teammates moving up the board, and I'm just stuck at the first or second gun or something. That'll make you just want to rage quit, but I have no idea why I reloaded here. I should just finish this guy off. But it worked, so whatever. But yeah, you stay with the pack, and you get a lot of assists, and I don't know. I don't like doing that. I like to be more of a lone wolf in this gun mode, because at the end of the day, there's only one winner. Even if it's somebody on your team, you still lose, and that's no fun. So I try to stay by myself. Sometimes I'll stay near my teammates, maybe hoping that their noise will attract a few bad guys that then I can sneak in and kill, kind of use them as bait. But for the most part, unless I see an active battle going on, like right here, that I want to jump in and take part in, man, I hate the spaz. That was like right shot dead center in that guy's head, and nothing but hit markers. But anyway, yeah, I like to move by myself. If you've played Gunmaster with me, or you ever do, you'll notice that I am usually not sitting around with the pack. Only really with the second to last gun, the grenade launcher. That's one of the only times I'll stay near the pack, because at that point I'm just trying to get them trapped in an area where they're in gun battles, and I can get that grenade kill. Obviously, if you round a corner and it's you versus them, and all you have is that timed grenade launcher, you're going to be kind of stuck. So, other than that, cat, be quiet. Other than that, I like to move by myself. Now, I hate the spaz. I just think it's a terrible shotgun. You can argue with me on that. That's fine. It's just my own personal opinion. I just feel like it gets tons of hit markers, not a lot of kills. That was terrible on my part, but I still blame the shotgun. But yeah, that is about it. Always be moving. Never sit in one spot. Stay active. a lot of these guns like this, the MK3A1, it's got the frag rounds. It's not a powerful weapon, so if you're sitting in some corner trying to be all cute with it or move slow and peek around corners, I just don't feel like you're gonna be very successful with it. I feel like you've got to be moving, you've got to be sneaking up behind the enemy, and if you can catch someone not really paying attention to you, you can get a nice little kill with it. Now, there I got taken down, but I think this next one I do get the kill with this gun. It's because I'm just at a constant run. Somebody doesn't see me, and I'm able to get a kill with a terrible gun and move on to something halfway decent like the ACWR. With these better guns in Gunmaster, I could see an argument for someone sitting there for a while, especially one of the LMGs that has one of the bigger scopes on it. You could argue that staying in a high traffic area and looking down that scope might give you a better chance to get those kills taken care of, but even then, I like hip firing with those LMGs. That a lot of them have the laser sight, and they're just so inaccurate when you start firing normally that I don't have much success with them doing that anyway. So again, I stay moving. I keep running around, firing from the hip, and I'm very successful with it. I don't win every Gunmaster I play by any means, but I feel like I usually do pretty well. I always feel like I have a chance at winning it all. And like this match here that you're watching, more often than not, it's very successful for me. And I don't know. That's just, again, my own opinion, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And hopefully, if you're struggling with Gunmaster, and yeah, I sure wish I could find someone. Hate it when I go on these stretches where I run around for forever and don't see anybody. That's the only downside of always being moving, but it's usually pretty rare. But yeah, hopefully if you're struggling with Gunmaster and you find yourself usually just kind of hanging out, sitting in one spot, this can kind of mix up your gameplay, give you another option of something you can do. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised once you start moving through the map and staying pretty active. You'll find that a lot of times you will surprise enemies because they don't expect you to come charging around corners as fast as you can. Man, that was some terrible shooting, but thankfully he was terribly shooting as well. And after the reload, we got that taken care of. But yeah, if you're struggling, try moving around some. You can stay close to your teammates if that helps you. Blue Hound, you traitor! That is a Yesh member. Unacceptable. Just kidding. It seems like the Yesh members actually like to kill me or take my tags more than anybody else. Not really sure what's up with that, but it's okay. I do it to them too. So, but yeah, stay active, be moving. Man, there was no way I was getting out of that. Those guys, there was way too many of them there. But and then that's a downside with me is I'm usually overly aggressive. I don't like camping in a corner. I don't like taking it slow and taking my time. So I get myself in trouble in some of these spots where I'm just charging around too quickly. Blue, send me the message. Rub it in. You dog. It's all good. All good. I get to win, so we'll let it go. But I've taken note, and I'm going to try and take your tags and put it in the video, just saying. Got kind of hung up on these guns for a little bit, but started moving here pretty quickly coming up, and then once I got into the sniper rifles, I started making a pretty fast push towards the end. You'll see that here in a minute. With these assault rifles and carbines and stuff, I think that they excel at the run and gun method. They got good hipfire accuracy. Several of them have laser sights. They're very damaging up close. High rates of fire. They're just really the perfect guns for what I'm talking about here, of just never really sitting in one spot for too long. The LSAT, on the other hand, you can see what I think of it right there. Not my favorite gun by any means. Mario Carrion from Bandito Gaming did a great review of this gun, as he does for many guns, and I actually agree with his review on it. It's not a terrible gun, but there's really nothing that fantastic about it that makes you want to come back and use it more. I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there that use it and they really have learned how to use it well, but I feel like there's some better options as far as LMGs go that are a little more effective. And again, personal opinion, but if you're going to rock an LMG, for me it's typically not going to be an LSAT, unless, of course, I'm playing Gunmaster and I have to. Now, the L86, on the other hand, I'm actually quite a big fan of. I don't really like the sight that's on it here, but in the normal game, Rush or Conquest or whatever, I actually really like the L86. Personally, I don't know that LMGs are the most effective in many situations, but sometimes I just get in the mood to run one. I just think it'll be fun, and when I do, the L86 is often going to be it. Now here, kind of went on a little tear with the sniper rifles, rocked them out, got all 4 kills pretty quick with them. I like the M417. Then I thought I was in kind of a jam here with the J&G, but popped off a nice little hip fire there. I was still recovering from how awesome that was, and then bam, nailed another one. So that was pretty cool. I was pretty excited about that. Moved on to the grenade launcher, and I got stuck with it for a couple of deaths, running around. Finally started getting impatient, being stupid, and getting out there where the enemy can see me. But I kept trying to ricochet off this wall. Should have tried it like once and then moved on to something else, but I thought there was a guy around this corner, and I kept thinking like, oh, this will work, this will work. And finally I got impatient and ran around the corner to take a look and see what's going on, and of course then he comes out and kills me. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. This next one, this is going to look ridiculous, because it kind of is. So it worked like one time, so I keep doing it even though it's a terrible strategy. If I start getting frustrated with the grenade launcher, I'll sometimes find a guy, and I'll shoot it at his feet, and I'll just dance around, and usually he'll kill me, and that's okay. I just try and keep him busy until the grenade goes off. Not only was the grenade not even close, but like most of the time, he just runs off after he kills me and doesn't do anything. So I guess eventually I'll have to accept the truth that is not a very good strategy for the grenade launcher. A better strategy, which I finally do here in a second, is find a guy in a firefight, stay at a nice little distance, and just pop a few grenades into the area until one of the bad guys wanders over next to it and you get the lucky final kill. But as we wind things down here, please leave your comment in below and let me know what you do for Gunmaster. I'm always trying to get better, and I'm sure other players that are watching this video would love to hear your thoughts as well. If you've got something that you do that works, that you really like, and you feel like is pretty successful in this game mode, throw it down below and let me know. I'd love to try out a few different strategies that come from various players. Thanks for watching as always. Obviously, if you enjoyed the video, toss a like out there. Always makes me happy, or subscribe is even better. And as always, don't forget, only rookies can't be enemy spawn.